There was a captain of a very large ship, and he was strong and burly and stayed very fit. And he ran that ship as tight as he could, like his faithful crew knew that he would. He would bark his orders from the tallest point.
Hurry up, mateys. You need to clean up this joint.
One day, after they'd been out to sea for almost a year, he charted a course to a city that was near.
Take us to the land.
He told his working men.
I've said it once and I won't say it again.
So they began to tack to turn the mighty craft. The seamen sang as they worked and laughed. And as the quaint city came into view, the captain barked,
Take a day off. I need a break from all of you.
So the men cheered with a hearty roar, because there was nothing that they liked more than stopping in an interesting city with the time to rest and just be giddy. So the men put on their best long clothes and freshened up from their head to their toes. Everyone loved a day off, full of possibilities. Finally, a rest from their normal responsibilities. But the captain sighed as he watched them leave, even though the break gave him a reprieve. He didn't have a plan or know what to do. No one to spend time with, to enjoy the view. But he tromped off the ship anyway, because he needed a break for at least one day. And as he strolled into town, he saw a strange sight. It looked like the villagers were having a fight. There were two groups of people in a yelling match, and in the middle they were trying to catch a cute little clam with a mischievous smile, who looked like she'd been running for quite a while. So as the argument crescendoed amidst the hullabaloo, the clam snuck away and said,
Captain, I've been waiting for you.
The captain stopped in disbelief. He couldn't believe the clam had spoken. She looked right in his eyes.
Please drop me in your pocket quickly, like a forgotten little token.
The captain was shocked, but for some reason he obeyed. And then the clam started giggling because she knew she had it made.
I need a ride,
She said,
Can you get me back home? Take me on your ship, and then I'll leave you alone.
The captain was incredulous at the little clam's spunk.
I should throw you overboard like a little piece of a junk.
And the clam replied,
I'm quite sure you wouldn't want to do that. I promised to make a pearl for you.
and she gave his hand a smack. So they made a definite deal, a timely rescue for a gem, and this is where their unlikely friendship began. So the captain snuck the little clam back to his tall ship and then took a moment to explain to her that she was in his grip.
Don't get comfortable. I'll only give you a ride because of the precious pearl that you promised me to provide. I'm a captain of this vessel and I run a tight ship.
The clam responded curiously.
Well, maybe I could get used to this.
So they began a journey to bring the clam back to her home, and the captain never had one more moment alone. The clam asked the captain,
Can you take me up to the crow's nest with you?
and she taught the grumpy captain to stop and enjoy the view. And then he took her starboard to put the sails at half-mast, and she did a little dance that actually made him laugh. And then he took her to the boat's galley to have a special meal, and as she entertained him, his frozen heart began to heal. And the captain almost forgot he saved her for his own selfish reasons, and he let himself enjoy his life for a short season. But as they neared the spot where he was to deliver the little clam, the thought hit him with a heavy blam. When he left the clam at her home, he would be leaving a friend, and he thought maybe he didn't actually want it to end. So he put back on his tight exterior and his grumpy frown face, and decided to give his heart just a little more space. But the clam had enjoyed his company, and she didn't want to go. So she whispered in his ear,
Can we make the boat go slow?
The captain was annoyed at his feelings, and he turned to the little clam.
Give me a pearl right now. We made an agreement, clam to man.
And the little clam smiled softly at the captain with a tear in her eye and said,
I dreaded the day that we would have to say goodbye. When we met, I became agitated and started working on your pearl, so, like we agreed, I'll cough it up. I'm an honest little girl.
And the clam's heart filled with tears, and a beautiful pearl was born, and she gave it to him gently.
Here's the gift that I have sworn.
But in that moment, the captain realized she had given him something precious, and that sometimes random encounters are sent simply to bless us. So he cleared his throat, calmed his nerves, and worked up the courage to speak.
I think maybe you could live here with me.
And the clam gave a little squeak. Because the clam wanted to stay with the captain, she never really wanted to go back home. She had been searching for a place where she wouldn't have to be alone. So that day they shared the treasure of the friendship they had built together, a beautiful bond between man and clam that they hoped would last forever. So as the ship sailed into the sunset, there was a captain at his post and a clam on his shoulder that he would always keep close. And that, my mates, is the story of the captain and the clam.